About this town, there are the fairest and the largest links anywhere in Scotland. They do surpass even the links at St Andrews and Montrose. That's a tremendous quotation dating back to the early 17th century. I'm actually, in fact, the minister of the cathedral, and the cathedral and the golf course are so closely linked, and they've been so for centuries. In fact, it was the priests who came to Dornoch, having been trained for the priesthood at St Andrews. They came here in the 16th century, and they saw these glorious links lands. And having learned the game of golf in St Andrews, they decided to play it here.
The golfers of Dornoch are ready to fight, but woe to the foeman who holds them to light. Their weapons they wield all so deftly and free. Oh, be wary, ye wights from the south country.
Dornoch is natural golf, unashamedly old-fashioned, and its remoteness adds to the charm. Transport the course south and it would be a prime candidate for championships. But up here in the Highlands there's a feeling of privilege, rather like being initiated into a secret society, with advice confidentially, but fervently passed on.
Play the short holes well. They can make your score or they can ruin your score. The characteristic of our short holes is that they're all built on plateaus. If you land on the green with your tee shot, they're the easiest holes in the world. If you don't, it can be a nightmare at times.
This short hole, the second, has wrecked many a card almost before the round's begun. 180 yards, the green none too generous at that range, and shrugging off anything but a well-struck ball with an almost audible grunt of contempt into a wide variety of inhospitable lies, sand, rough or hollow.
Well, that seems to be the right club you've got, Richard, anyways. Homing in on the flag there. Oh, very close, aye, very good, aye. Just a bit you can't put.
They're a different, independent breed in the Highlands. So called because his father played the bagpipes, Sandy Pipey, his caddy, court jester, and caustic critic of all golf and golfers south of Dornoch.
The caddy, who came in with this American after another marathon round, and he turned around and he said to the caddy, "Well, son," he says, "are you tired?" He says, "No, homesick."
To Sandy, every Dornoch hole's a gem. But the best?
I like the 5th, the 8th, great holes.
The 5th's a short par 4, played from the highest point on the course. Keep well left, because the fairway slopes down to 3 bunkers and rough grass mounds on the right. A good drive leaves just a pitch to a long kidney-shaped plateau green. There's trouble on both sides, a steep slope to the right, and bunkers front and left. The 8th is a similar length, but different in character. The main hazard's an old quarry on the right. The second shot's to one of the rare saucer-shaped greens on the course, heavily bunkered. But the most famous hole's the 14th, called Foxy. There are no bunkers, and it doesn't need any, because like its namesake, it's cunning. At 438 yards, it's naturally a par 4, but it doesn't always play like one.
It can be a par 5 on many occasions when the wind blows, because you just can't reach the green in 2. And a good drive is essential. But the main shot of the hole is the second shot onto the green, where you aim onto a narrow, long green at right angles to the fairway, which is not the obvious way to have put it. It doesn't run to the fairway, and it's a very difficult green to catch.
When they designed the hole, it was designed to draw the tee shot and fade the second. And see if you get a par at this hole, you pick up a shot on the field.
Today, though, John Innes has put his ball in the perfect place, giving him a clear shot to the flagstick. The trouble is, though, that there's not much depth to the green where the pin is to hold an approach shot, which comes in, as they say, hot. And that's why he's played the soft fading shot. The promontory green broader on that side, very narrow on the other. Dornoch. Here Donald Ross was born and became the club professional. In 1898 he emigrated to America, where he became one of the finest and most prolific of golf course architects, and Dornoch was his inspiration.
There are greens in the south, the east and the west, but afar in the north is the course I love best. The fair links of Dornoch is dearer to me than the best of the greens in the south country.
Ross died in 1948, but if ever a man lived on, he did. Donald Ross courses are still being designed today, albeit under different names. And on most of them, you'll find echoes of his beloved Dornoch.